Hey guys, look, don't worry about how I'm dressed out with this jacket and this sweater on. I am in my Hanes Mall store and it is cold in here. But listen, I am still getting quite a bit of messages from some of you guys here with questions in reference to certain things when it comes to me being scammed for a green card, especially those of you guys who are newer here, who became my subscribers and my friends through TikTok. So this is a video that I uploaded on my Simply Constance channel. I'm gonna just throw this video here. I'm just simply putting this little introduction in front of the video. You guys go over there and watch the videos from now on. The only reason I'm putting this here is because some of you guys are new and you're sending me messages, and you're sending me messages on TikTok as well. So I just put it here so you guys can watch this video here. Go over to Simply Constance and watch the first video. I am going to start dropping a lot more videos over there on Simply Constance. The goal is to do 2 videos uploads over there a week, so you guys can get your questions answered and things like that. So let's get straight into the video.
Take a look into the mirror, following your heart, put your silence to the fear, and you deserve it. You deserve it.
Hey girl, hey, hey girl, hey, hey girl, hey. Welcome back to my channels, guys, and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, welcome my loves. Please stick around, don't be a stranger, and do consider subscribing. If this is not your first time here, you already know the drill. I see you watching me, watch you, watch me, my loves. So go ahead and subscribe, guys. So welcome to episode 4 of I Survived a Marriage Scam. If you guys are here, and even if if you're new here, my ex from Nigeria scammed me for a green card, and this channel is dedicated to discussing that and answering all of you guys' questions, because you guys were sending so many questions over to my Ify Constance channel, and I just no longer wanted to discuss it over there, so that's why this channel is here. So guys, today in this video, guys, I am discussing how I found out that my ex scammed me for a green card. Because guys, I'm gonna just be honest. Now that I look back at everything that happened, Lord knows the red flags were there. I ignored so many things. Guys, don't do that. If your brain is telling you something and your intuition is telling you something, believe it. Don't be like I was and ignore it. One thing that I'm gonna tell you guys, I can't speak for a lot of other cultures, but my ex is from Nigeria. I brought him to the US from Nigeria. And let me tell you one thing about that. If you are an American woman and you are dating a Nigerian and you are considering bringing them to the US and you have children, let me tell you one thing. That's a huge red flag, baby. I don't know of one situation where a Nigerian man would marry a Nigerian woman who has a child that does not belong to him. I just don't. I don't know of one situation where a Nigerian man is here in the United States and is settled and will marry an American woman who has a child that's not his, unless there's some type of agreement and arrangement. A lot of times that just doesn't happen, guys. So if you're considering that, just be careful and be mindful. And if there are red flags, just be mindful of that, guys. Just be careful. I'm not saying that it'll never happen, but I'm just saying that I don't know of any situation. So just be very mindful of that. Just know that most of them, they just won't. They just won't. Especially if you're much older than him. Baby, don't do that to yourself. You know, you might be in your 40s and he's in his 20s. Girl, don't do that. Okay? That ain't it. That's not gonna work. As soon as they get here and those conditions come off their green card and your marriage hit that 5-year mark, he's going to act all the way up, and he'll probably try to do you like my ex tried to do me to qualify for VAWA, Violence Against Women Act. It don't just cover men. I mean women, it covers men too. That's why he was trying to do a lot of certain things to try to say that he qualified for that, to try to put me in the light of being someone that I wasn't. But I'll discuss it in another video. Just look at those red flags and don't ignore them. But let me get to this video, guys. So how I felt outside of the red flags that I ignored for a long time, but how I really found out that he had scammed me for a green card was his cell phone. A Samsung S4, I think it was. I think that's the name of that phone. Is over there that I purchased him. Oh, where is it? It's somewhere. The phone screen was broken, guys, and he went and purchased him an iPhone from the Verizon store after I told him that he was going to get off of the plan with me and my children, because the plan was so expensive every month because of him, and he never wanted to help me pay bills or even pay, you know, any for the phone. That phone bill would be over $400 every month. I would only ask him for $100, and that would be that his response would be so insane. So when we separated, Nadia had broke her phone, and I had that phone and a few of my other phones. Something on that phone screen was something, so I went and I had the screen fixed, and because I was going to give that phone to Nadia. So when I had the screen fixed, you know, turn the phone on, I was looking through it. One thing about him, guys, and this is another red flag, he would delete every single text message that he received and sent on that phone, whether it was through regular text or WhatsApp. He would delete every single thing. Let me tell you guys, what I did when I turned that phone back on. I don't know why I downloaded the WhatsApp app. I don't know why I did, because I knew Nadia wasn't going to use it, but there was really no reason for me to download it. I'm just saying it was nobody but God, seriously, because I was like, oh, let me re-download this app, and I downloaded it, and I re-downloaded it on the phone because he had, you know, took it off phone. It wasn't on there. So when I re-downloaded it, which was crazy, something came up about retrieving your messages or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but I know every message that he had deleted off of that phone, off of WhatsApp, came back to it. And oh God, every single message. And I started reading them. At that time, I was very pregnant with my twins, guys. Ooh. Girl. Messages between him and other females. Messages between him and his family members. Messages between him and his friends. Every message came back to that phone. Every message. And as I began to read them, my heart broke. My heart broke. And I went from being heartbroken to being angry to being depressed to needing very, very much intensive therapy. I did. You know, I'm gonna keep it transparent with you guys, all the way 100. I read those messages and it was like, I couldn't believe it. I was sick. Like literally, because guys, I already have insomnia real bad, and that's just something that I've always had. Even when I was a child, I could go for days without sleeping, and then when I sleep, I just crash. It got a whole lot worse. I mean, I went almost a week one time, and I couldn't sleep. And I couldn't sleep because of everything that came back to that damn phone. Guys, oh my God. And then I went to the text messages. And because on that phone, we were on the same cloud, like our email cloud, I don't even think he realized that everything that he did and sent on that phone was saved to our cloud. So I was able to retrieve quite a bit of the text messages too. Baby, that phone told me everything. Everything. Even down to the females that he had been with, where they met up at, you know, sending pictures to his friends, you know, his brother. They all laughing like shit is funny, like everything. And when I tell you guys, it took me some intense therapy to get through that. And then I know me and my therapist, we had went back and forth many times because she was trying to prescribe me medication because I couldn't sleep. And like I said, it was my insomnia times 10, but I couldn't sleep. And I told her I can't take any medication. I need to feel this. I need to feel this, and I need to get through this with what I feel like is a clear head. And if I take any medications, I felt like I won't remember, or I wouldn't remember every emotion that I went through. I wanted to remember every emotion with a clear head. I wanted to remember every time I cried with a clear head. I wanted to remember every time I was upset with a clear head. So nothing would ever happen that I would allow myself to even look at him with an ounce of anything, or his family, or his friends that was on those messages talking, or anybody that he was dealing with that knew about me that I didn't know about them. I just wanted to make sure I could feel everything, and I would remember how everything felt, so I would never fall for the foolishness again. But his phone told me everything. He told me everything in that phone. That's why he was deleting every message. That phone told me a lot about how he felt about my children, especially Jayla. Because he said some things in that phone about Jayla that a man should never say if he is her stepfather, and love and care about her the way that a man is supposed to love and care about a child that he's supposed to be a father figure to. Some things about Cam. But that phone told me it all, guys. That phone told me it all. That's why he used to get around me and turn the volume all the way off and sleep with it up under him, or sleep with pants on, sweatpants on, and keep it in his pocket. And you know, in your car, you know, your car, most new cars now, you know, your messages and everything, you know, come up in your phone. He didn't connect his phone to his car or nothing. But those red flags are there. It was so much stuff in that phone. That's how I found out about it. That phone. And I said that was nobody but God. Even, okay guys, I'm back. But yeah, that phone. That phone told me everything. It told me every single thing. Everything that he had done. How he had done it. And like I said, I needed to feel every emotion. And I think that's why when I became so public about everything, I think that's why, well, that's half of the reason why I was so loud and I was so public with it. You know, other than, you know, me becoming public because he was lying and trying to write all those narratives out there about me. But I think that everything that was in that phone that I retrieved, guys, that phone, if you are dealing with one and they get upset when you touch their phone, it's a reason why. And I'm gonna tell you, if you ain't ready to really learn about who you're with, when those messages come through and you can get to that phone, you may not want to read them. But I asked God at that time, God, reveal to me everything that I need to know. And God never let me down. And I needed to see everything in that phone. So God showed it to me, so I would know not to never in life look at him with any type of nothing. With nothing, not to care, like with nothing. That's why, you know, I tell people what I used to tell people who used to always other running back and telling me stuff that they seen him do or heard him say or whatever. I don't care, because I know exactly who he is. And I don't care. It's somebody else's turn to find out, because I'm done. But that phone let me know everything. That phone let me know how he not only felt about me, how he felt about my children, how he felt about Americans, period. Especially white people. And that's why I be so tickled when everything that he is doing and everything that he needs, he leans on white people. But he don't even like white people, you know? So that was, you know, mind-blowing to me. But if he feels that he can use someone to get to where he needs to be, he's going to do it. He has no respect for American women. But if he feels that he can use them to get to where he needs to be, he's going to do it. The only thing that he wants American women for is sex and money. And to cook for him. That's all. That's all. He doesn't want them for anything else. With him, it's all a game. He doesn't have the capability of loving someone and caring about someone the way that you should love and care about in a relationship, because he wasn't raised to be that way. And that's why when people ask me, am I mad? I say, no, I'm not mad at him at all. First of all, I feel sorry for him. Will I ever in life even speak to him with any type of respect and have any type of relationship with him? Hell no. Do I miss anything about being around him? Hell no, because he was like this dark cloud that loomed around me and my children. Every time he came around, the mood and the vibe would change. You know how you be, you be just happy, and then someone comes and it's like gloom. That's how it was when he would come around. I don't miss any of that. So I don't want him anywhere around me. Don't care anything. When this house was in foreclosure and we was at one of the foreclosure hearings, the last one, and he came in and sat beside me, I didn't even want him beside me. You know, I don't want to be nowhere around, so I don't care about, and I would tell people, and they try to tell me, so I don't care about what he's doing, where he's at, because I know him. So I know he is somewhere trying to make it seem like he is doing all this shit that he is not doing, and he has all these things that he doesn't have, because he would get on social media and just put a whole lie out there, just a whole lie, because he lives for social media. And I just don't care about it. But I feel sorry for him because he has to lie about who he is and what he has and the way that he was raised and who he was raised by. Because meeting his mother and really opening my eyes and seeing who that woman is, now I see how he could be fully dressed after I catch him cheating the first time, fully dressed, laying in the shower with the water running on you, all of your clothes on, including your shoes, talking about you sorry and you want to die. Apollo lying, full tears. But his mother does the same thing. She'll lie and cry on the drop of a dime too. And I feel sorry for him more than anything, because you were raised to be a liar and a user, and to scam people and to cheat people and to get over on people, because there is no way that someone has two sons that pretty much do the same exact thing to women to get out of Nigeria. They learned that from her. You know, that's why, guys, you have to be careful with how you raise your children and the things that you do. But I'm not mad at all. I feel sorry for him, because his whole life is a lie. His whole existence is a lie. And he has to work hard to keep that lie up. You know, you can't just be yourself. You have to work hard to maintain a lie and to maintain a lifestyle that you don't have and that you can't afford. And that's his business, you know. So no, you know, people ask me questions like, am I upset with him? Because I used to get asked that a lot. No, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. But like I said, nobody but God that made those messages come back to that phone, guys. And when I saw him, it was a lot, but I needed to see it. God showed me everything that I needed to see, because God knew. God said, Constance, let me put that last dagger in you. Let me finish breaking you all the way. And then I'm going to put you back together, baby. Let me finish breaking you all the way so you can see. So you can see. And that's what God did, guys. That's what God did. So I am so glad that those messages came through. I am so glad. And then reading some of that stuff, I was able to put two and two together and figure out who some of these little heifers was that he was messing with, that was sending messages to my phone. You know, and all this little girlfriend, that thing had, and I don't understand, like, I don't know. Because if we weren't married, I would have walked away from that as soon as, yeah. But I just don't know, because I'm like, all these women and you out here fucking, is you doing something different to them that you're doing to me? Because you can't even make me come. So I'm trying to understand. What? Child. But that's another video in itself. Because y'all know I'm crazy, but whatever. And maybe it was because I just wasn't attracted to him anymore. Guys, you know, when you were not attracted to anyone, when people do stuff to you and you're not attracted to them anymore, you don't even, they can't do anything for you sexually. And I think that's where we was, because towards the end, before we separated, I would look at him and want to vomit. But guys, that's how I found out what he done. All those messages in that phone, how he was talking to his friends about what they had done. And then he had his friend Dapo. And I talked about this in my I Married a Scammer video. Dapo did the same thing to his wife that brought him from Nigeria. They've known each other for over 10 years. He did the same thing to her. The thing about Dapo is he has a conscience. He actually told the truth and admitted what he had done. He actually told the truth. And the thing about it is, Lucky thought that Dapo was the one that told me everything he done, but he wasn't. I saw it in his phone. Every time I would ask Dapo something, Dapo would lie and tell me he didn't know what I was talking about. What made Dapo tell me is, I said, Dapo, I saw his phone. I saw it. So I showed him, me and Dapo, we was on Facebook call, and I pulled up a lot of the messages on the phone. I even pulled up messages between him and Dapo. I said, Dapo, I know everything. And when I held the phone and let him see that I had those messages, that's when he told me. That's when he told me, because I already knew. But, you know, he called Dapple. I don't even think he, from what Dapple told me, he doesn't even talk to him anymore. Because, you know, Dapple said he called me screaming at me. He told me I was a snitch and all of this stuff. And at that point, and at that time, Dapple was not even the one who told me. He told me. His phone told me. I read it in black and white, everything. He had text. But like I said, Dapple did the same thing to Mitra. He did the same thing to her, except he took it a step further. He had a whole child, made a whole child while him and Mitra was married. He wouldn't even come home. He would go stay with this lady. But one thing that Dapple did, that thing that I was married to won't do, and he paid all the bills in Mitra house. That's one thing that he did. Now he paid the bills. Now he was some bullshit, but he paid the bills. But you know, he actually came out and told the truth about what he did. You know, he told me, because he's not happy with himself. He is not happy with himself and how he treated her, because she went through so much. And I tell you guys, those who have lived through it, you know, you go through so much, not only with your mental health, but with your physical health, living through something like that. And, you know, she went through a lot like I did, but she went through more than me, because he made a whole ass baby on her, a whole ass child. And when she found out about that child, like really that the child was his, I think that little boy was 1 or 2. Yeah, but he made a whole ass child on her. So she went through a whole lot more stuff than me. But like I said, he had a conscience. He discussed what he did. He talked a little bit about why. You know, he tried to apologize to her, but who, like, you're not going to. You're not going to take that. You're not going to. Because you just should have been honest from the beginning. Who knows how the conversation would have went from the beginning. Hey, I live here. I really want to get out of this country. Can you help me? We can do blah, 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 blah. Not saying that that's something that I would have done or that she would have done. But, you know, you give people the opportunity. Because, like I said, he's tried to apologize. But that's her right. She doesn't have to take it. And she felt like it's, you know, she felt like it would be an Apollo lie anyway. You know, they're Apollo lie now. But, you know, like I said, one thing about Dapple, he actually told the truth about what he did. But my ex, y'all, he was all mad at Dapple, called that man a whole snitch because he thought Dapple told me everything. When, like I said, at the time that he called him and cursed him out and all that stuff, Dapple was keeping it solid for him, wasn't telling me anything other than, make sure you don't say anything to him or either go around him, because he's trying to make it seem like you was violent towards him, even though that I know you weren't, and you know that you weren't. And, you know, for that VAWA stuff, that's what he was trying to do. Now, Dapple did tell me that, and he said, I'm only telling you this because of your children and because of your work, because I know you work for, you know, the government, and I don't want you to be in a place where you can't, you know, continue working or have a job, because at the time I worked for the government. Yeah, because he tried that. Yeah, so even though he was the one doing all the violent shit, flipping shit and punching holes in walls and kicking doors in and all that shit. But yeah, that phone, y'all. And like I said, it was nobody but God. It was nobody but God. So guys, because I think I had a few of y'all ask me how I found out. That's how I found out. His phone, because I was going to give it to Nadia, and nobody but God told me to re-download WhatsApp on that phone, because there was no reason for me to. And I wasn't even thinking about him when I did it. You know, it was just like re-download WhatsApp, re-download WhatsApp. Something came up on the screen, something like your messages or something, because it still had his number on there, the number that he had when he had that phone, because he changed his number when he got his new phone. So, and I clicked it, and all their messages, and just like I said with, you know, our text messages too, because that stuff was saved in the cloud. And I don't even understand. I didn't even realize text messages would do that. But ain't no telling with Verizon, guys. Um, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know how some of those text messages came back. But if they're saved in the cloud, I don't know. Because I know, like all the pictures in the phone, you know, those definitely came in, because those definitely were saved in the cloud. You know, that's how I had pictures of him standing in front of our mirror with little ass underwear on, or, you know, no shirt on, sending to females. And then they sending him pictures too, and just all kinds of nastiness and foolishness. That's what I was married to. So that's how I found out, guys. Because in those messages with him and his friends, they were discussing it. And they thought it was funny. His friends will be telling him, you better delete all these messages, because if your wife see them, and he would, you know, no waller, no problem. Telling them, you know, but they were all laughing about it. But that's how I found out. And then that's how I found out all of them liars. And me thinking that his brother Solomon cared about me because they were so convincing, and you talking to him and he's sending you messages. You know, I'm talking to Solomon about certain things that he's doing. It's literally breaking my heart, tearing me apart. He is sending me messages and showing me that everything was going to be okay, and then talking to him with bullshit, laughing. The shit was funny. The shit is fake, y'all. If y'all see red flags, don't ignore them. If your intuition is telling you something, it's what it is. They family know. And that information is in their phone. They always had them phones on silent. Because I can tell you, when I was in Nigeria, them phones was never on silent. There was never a time that his phone rang and he didn't answer it. There was never a time that his phone was on silent. There was never a time that he slept with his phone in his pocket. Those phones were always, because he had 2 phones when I was in Nigeria. Those phones were always, and it's common for Nigerians to have 2 phones. Those phones were always on the dresser. If I picked them up and answered them, nothing. It was never an issue with anything. When his ass got here, as soon as he stopped working and I helped him get his car and he can get around and meet people, them phones went on silent. He lied and said that he couldn't remember his password to his Facebook page. So he had to start a new Facebook page. On his new Facebook page, there was no no glimpse of me. So people, you know, you couldn't see that he was married, because there was no nothing. There was even if like he made a post on Mother's Day or Valentine's Day or anything like that, it would never be a post just to me. It was always a post with his mom and his sister and his aunties in Nigeria added to it, to make it seem like he is saying, you know, Happy Mother's Day or Happy Valentine's Day or whatever to, you know, his mom and his sisters and his aunt. Like I was one of them. Not that I was his wife. It was nothing, never to my wife or blah, 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 blah. Nothing, never like that. Even though, you know, that day was not the same day in Nigeria. You know, it wasn't Mother's Day in Nigeria or Valentine's Day in Nigeria or whatever in Nigeria. And if he did make a post to me, you know how you can look at somebody's Facebook post if you're tagged in it and see like the little icon that'll tell you that this post can only be seen by certain people. He thought he was that smart. So if he ever made like a post just to me for my birthday or something, it can only be seen by certain people. So yeah, ciao. But pay attention to those red flags. But that's how I found out, guys. And like, I ignored so many red flags. But when those messages came back through that phone, that's how I found out. That's how I found out that this fool didn't give a damn about me or my children. He had did all of that, played with my time and my emotions and my heart and my children all those years. It was a game. A game. It was a big game. And he didn't give a damn about it. Didn't give a damn about it. The only thing he cared about is me being loud and letting people know what he had done. What he done. And then tried to apologize because he wanted me to do something that I wasn't going to do. Nah. So that's how I found out. For those of you who were asking me how I found out, that he scammed me. That is how I found out. Through him. His damn phone. Even though he was notorious for deleting messages, they came back. So I can tell you guys, if you buy them a phone, and because I don't even think he realized, like I said earlier, that a lot of stuff that he was doing on that phone was saved to the cloud and that it could be retrieved, because you know our email address was in that phone, the email that we use. So that shit was saved. Like I could go to you know, like when you could find your, because iPhone doesn't only do this, other phones do it too, but it's called something different in Androids, when you could find your devices, because I could find my like laptops and all that stuff. Like his phone, the phone Nadia had, because Camion and Jelly, you know, they had iPhones, but like through Google, and you know, you just back up the stuff on your cloud, and so much stuff was backed up, and I don't even think he realized that it was backed up. I think he thought, you know, I deleted and that's it. I don't even think he realized. But yeah, that is how I found out. That is how I found out what he had done when I was gonna give my baby that phone and put WhatsApp back on it. That's how I found out, guys. That is how I found out. If y'all have any more questions, just comment them down below, guys. I'll answer any and everything. So yeah, that's this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Oh, let me say this to you guys, because I don't know what stage that some of you may be at who are watching this video. Girl, there ain't nothing wrong with therapy. And I try to say this as much as I can. Not try to, I do say this as much as I can, because there is such a stigma with African American women and therapy. It's okay. It's okay. I needed it. I think I am one of the strongest women that I know. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I needed therapy. There were so many things that I went through, you know, with not being able to sleep and the PTSD. It was just so much. It was just so much. I needed that therapy, and I needed that intense therapy so I can get back to me. So, you know, I can not only be a better me, but a better mother, you know. So I needed that. So if you're whatever point you are in your situation, if you need therapy, baby, go get it. Don't let anyone tell you that therapy is for the weak and that you shouldn't do it. You need it. You need it. So if you do, go get the help you need. Don't suffer, because you don't have to. Don't suffer. Find you a bomb-ass therapist and work through it, not only for you but for your family, because it's going to help you get through it. It's going to help you get through it. It's going to help you see so many things that you didn't realize that you were overlooking. And you're going to feel like an ass, because I know I got to a point to where I felt like an ass. I'm like, I can't believe that I fell for this, but it was okay, because I still worked through it. So if you need therapy, baby, don't let anyone tell you that you don't, because you know there are a lot of Christians that will tell you don't need therapy, just pray about it. And I'm like this, God put those therapists, the therapists there for me, so I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna utilize all the resources that God put in place for me, and I'm gonna go see one, and I'm gonna work through this so I can get my life back. And it's going to be okay. I just couldn't take the medications, y'all, because I needed to be me. And I needed to feel everything. I needed to feel it. I wanted to feel it. So I just can't do medications. I wanted to feel every single thing. And I did. So I would never allow myself to be fooled again. I think that's why when I look at him now, I don't see There's no type of love. He's actually funny looking to me. When I saw him, when that fool sat down beside me at that foreclosure hearing, and I looked at him, I was like, your damn hairline is receding. You got a bald spot coming up in the damn back of your head. You shape funny. Like, I can't believe I let this do that to me. Crazy. I just looked at him and I'm like, what? Your damn hairline back here. And you got something going on right here where you're losing hair and this damn bald spot in the back of your head. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And I just thank God that I'm at that place to where I can look at him and feel absolutely nothing but sorry for him. That's all I feel. Because he can't be himself. He has to lie about who he is and what he is to portray this image that no one cares about at the end of the day. But guys, that's it. That's this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I love you guys to life. I love you guys to pieces. Don't forget to always pray. Put God first. Love on those who love you back. And I'll see you guys in episode 5. Be blessed, my loves, and I love you. And if you need therapy, please go get it. Please go get it, guys. I'm gonna probably put some hotlines in the description bar or something up on the screen. I really mean that, guys. If you need therapy, please go get it. For some people, it could mean life and death. It could. There are people that I've talked to, and I know I've already ended this video, but I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna cut this camera off. There are some people that I've talked to that went through this who literally considered suicide. And I think, and I want to hope and pray that I was a key piece or played a key role in saving someone's life. Because I've talked to more than one person who told me that they really wanted to die because of what happened and how they're being treated by people and how ashamed they are. And, you know, I've called in some resources for them to, yeah. So don't live like that, guys. Don't live like that. Please. Please, I don't care what profession you are, especially if you ever work in the mental health field, because we are the most stubborn people when it comes to us saying we can't do this by ourselves and we need help. All the education that I have, guys, and I needed help. I needed help. So if you need help, please go get it. Please go get it. And I'm definitely end this video now. But please, go get the help you need. I love you guys so much. Love you guys. See you guys in episode 5.
Take a look into the mirror. Following your heart, but you silence to the fear. And you deserve it. You deserve it.